The cheapest garment in your closet may be the one costing you the most, not because the price was high, but because you bought it, wore it once, disliked how it felt, and left it hanging there while reaching for the same dependable outfit again. That is the hidden price of clothing after 60. You are not paying for what sits on the hanger. You are paying for what you actually wear. And if a piece makes you tug, pull, cover, adjust, or apologize for how you look, it is not a bargain. It is an expensive mistake, even if it costs $10. The good news is that the problem is usually not your body, your age, or your sense of style. It is the design. Some clothing is made to look exciting for 5 minutes online and forgotten after 3 washes. Other clothing is made to work with a real woman's life, her changing proportions, her comfort, her movement, and the years she expects a garment to serve. Once you know the difference, shopping becomes much easier. You stop asking, "Is this cheap?" and start asking, "Will I still want to wear this next year?" That question can save you more money than another sale ever will. Let's begin with the 5 categories that quietly make a wardrobe look less polished. The first is ultra-fast fashion. These are the websites and stores releasing a constant stream of new pieces at prices that barely seem possible. A top costs $7, a dress costs $15. The photo looks stylish, the discount clock is ticking, and suddenly you're buying something you never planned to own. The trouble appears when the package arrives. The fabric may feel thin and strangely shiny. The sleeves may be cut for a much younger body. The neckline may sit too high, the armholes too tight, and the hem may land at the widest part of your leg. None of those details seem dramatic on a website, but together they make the garment look unsettled. Then there is the way cheap fabric behaves. It can cling in one place and hang limply in another. It pills under the arms, loses its color in the wash, and wrinkles in a way that makes the entire outfit look tired. You may spend more time trying to rescue the garment than enjoying your day. You steam it, tuck it, add a scarf, change the shoes, and still cannot make it feel right. Eventually, it goes to the back of the closet where it competes with other purchases you were also sure you would wear. That $7 top did not save you money if it only survived one lunch. The second category is junior-focused clothing. A piece can be fashionable and still be designed for a completely different customer. Junior clothing often assumes a narrow shoulder, a shorter torso, a higher waist, and a body that does not need much room through the arms or hips. When those proportions do not match yours, the garment does not look youthful, it looks borrowed. You know the feeling. The shirt fits across the shoulders but pulls at the buttons. The jacket closes but the sleeves ride upward every time you move. The jeans look fine from the front until you sit down, and then the waistband tells you exactly how long the day is going to feel. You keep adjusting it because you are trying to make the cut cooperate with you. But clothing should not require constant supervision. The mistake is thinking that dressing younger means wearing clothes designed for younger bodies. It does not. A current color, a clean sneaker, a modern jacket, or a fresh pair of trousers can make you look completely up to date, but the proportions still need to respect the body wearing them. You do not need a teenage cut to look modern. You need a good cut that lets you move. The third category is the mysterious online brand with an unbelievable deal. You have probably seen the advertisement. A beautiful dress moves perfectly on a model, the fabric appears soft, and the price is lower than the cost of dinner. The photographs create confidence, but the garment that arrives may tell a different story. The color can be several shades away from the picture. The sizing may have no connection to the measurement chart. The stitching may be uneven, the buttons loose, and the lining missing. Sometimes the fabric has a harsh smell that does not disappear after one wash. The biggest warning sign is not always the low price. It is the absence of accountability. Can you find a real address? Is there a customer service number? Are the return instructions clear? Does the company have a history beyond a few carefully selected comments? If the answer is no, you are not shopping for clothing. You are placing a small gamble and hoping the package resembles the advertisement. And when the return process is confusing, the gamble becomes even more expensive. You may keep a dress you dislike simply because sending it back feels like a second job. A beautiful picture cannot alter a cheap seam. The fourth category is the generic budget basic. This includes the piles of inexpensive t-shirts, sweaters, cardigans, and stretch pants that seem practical because they match everything. You tell yourself that a basic is a basic, so there is no reason to spend more. But the simplest clothes often reveal quality most clearly. A well-made plain sweater has a balanced shape, a stable neckline, and fabric that keeps its surface after washing. A poor one twists at the side seams, stretches at the cuffs, and develops a fuzzy layer after only a few wears. A good t-shirt falls smoothly from the shoulder. A weak one clings to every line underneath or hangs like a box. Pay attention to the shoulder seam. If it sits too far down your arm, the whole shirt can look sloppy. If it sits too far in, movement becomes uncomfortable. Look at the hem, too. A curved hem that rolls upward or a side seam that turns toward the front can make even a simple outfit appear careless. You can own 10 inexpensive basics and still feel as if you have nothing to wear, because none of them gives the outfit any structure. A wardrobe does not need more clothes. It needs a few reliable pieces that make the other clothes look intentional. The fifth category is logo-heavy discount designer clothing. There is nothing wrong with enjoying a recognizable label. The issue is when the label is doing all the work. A large logo cannot improve rough fabric, crooked stitching, a poor fit, or a shape that does not suit you. In fact, a bold logo often draws attention directly to those weaknesses. The garment announces its name before anyone notices the woman wearing it. Quiet quality works differently. It shows up in the way a collar lies flat, the way a jacket keeps its shape, and the way a fabric catches the light without looking glossy. It appears in a zipper that moves smoothly, a lining that stays put, and a hem that does not twist after laundering. You do not have to prove that something is expensive. If it fits beautifully and feels good, people notice the result. So, what should replace these purchases? Here is the idea that changes everything. Stop judging a garment by its price tag and judge it by its cost per wear. A $30 blouse worn once costs $30 per wear. A $120 blouse worn 40 times costs $3 per wear. The second blouse is the less expensive garment, even though it demanded more money at the beginning. This way of thinking also changes how you react to sales. A discount is not a saving if it persuades you to buy something you would never have chosen at full price. The real bargain is the piece you reach for without arguing with yourself. That is why the best clothing brands for women over 60 are not necessarily the trendiest or the cheapest. They are the ones that make getting dressed easier. Eileen Fisher is a strong example. The appeal is not that every piece is dramatic. Most of the clothing is calm, simple, and easy to combine. That is exactly why it earns its place. The fabrics often feel comfortable against the skin, the shapes allow movement, and the colors work together across seasons. A good Eileen Fisher piece does not force you to build an entire outfit around it. You can put on the trousers with a different sweater, add a jacket, change the shoes, and the garment continues to make sense. That flexibility matters more than a fleeting trend. The real value appears over time. A cardigan that works for travel, dinner, errands, and a family gathering is doing the job of several less useful pieces. And when the cut is relaxed without looking careless, you can breathe, sit, walk, and still look composed. The neutral palette can also make dressing simpler. You can create a complete outfit from pieces bought at different times because the colors and shapes tend to cooperate. You are not constantly searching for the one top that matches the one skirt. That is what you are paying for. Fewer adjustments and more actual wear. Talbots is another brand worth examining with fresh eyes. Some people remember it as strictly traditional, but the useful pieces go well beyond old-fashioned classics. Look for jackets with a clean shoulder, trousers that sit comfortably at the waist, knit tops with enough weight to skim rather than cling, and dresses in lengths that let you move without constantly checking the hem. Talbots tends to understand the small details that make clothing wearable. A sleeve has room without becoming oversized. A waistband stays in place. A print has personality without overwhelming the person wearing it. You can find pieces for a polished office, a wedding, a weekend lunch, or an ordinary Tuesday. An ordinary Tuesday is where clothing proves its value. The garment you only wear for one special occasion is useful. The one that makes a normal day feel pulled together is valuable. A well-chosen Talbots jacket can give shape to a simple knit top and trousers. A polished cardigan can replace a blazer when you want structure without formality. The point is not to recreate a uniform. It is to have pieces that make several outfits easier. J.Jill is especially good for women who want comfort without giving up shape. Comfort does not mean covering yourself in oversized fabric and hoping no one notices. It means choosing materials that move, silhouettes with breathing room, and proportions that create ease without erasing you. J.Jill often works well for this balance. Soft knits, linen blends, cotton layers, and relaxed trousers can feel generous while still looking deliberate. The key is contrast. If the top is loose, pair it with a straighter or slimmer bottom. If the tunic has volume, keep the shoes and accessories clean. Ease looks elegant when one part of the outfit provides definition. This is where many women make a costly mistake. They choose a loose top because it feels comfortable, then add loose pants, a large cardigan, and soft shoes. Every piece may feel pleasant on its own, but together the outfit loses its outline. You do not need tight clothing to create shape. You can use a neat shoulder, a shorter jacket, a straight trouser, a visible wrist, or a simple necklace to give the eye somewhere to land. The brand is also useful for travel because many of the pieces can be layered, folded, and worn in different combinations. That is not just convenient, it prevents you from buying separate clothing for every possible situation. The best wardrobe is not the one with the most options. It is the one where the options cooperate. Chico's is worth considering when you want color, pattern, or a stronger point of view. Many women over 60 are encouraged to disappear into beige, navy, gray, and black. Those colors can be beautiful, but a wardrobe made entirely of quiet neutrals can begin to feel lifeless. Chico's often brings in rich colors, artistic prints, textured fabrics, and accessories that give a simple outfit energy. The important thing is choosing one statement at a time. A vivid jacket can be the center of the outfit, while the rest stays simple. A patterned scarf can wake up a plain dress. A colorful necklace can draw attention toward your face. You do not need 5 loud pieces competing with one another. Color is especially useful near the face. A shade that makes your eyes look brighter or your skin look healthier can do more for you than a trend that happens to be popular. If a strong color feels too bold in a full garment, try it in a scarf, sweater, shoe, or handbag. Chico's also tends to design with practical concerns in mind, including comfortable waistbands, useful pockets, and cuts that accommodate different body shapes. Try the clothes on while moving, not just while standing still. Reach forward, sit down, lift your arms, and turn sideways. If the garment still feels right after all of that, it has passed the test that a mirror alone cannot give. For dependable casual clothing and outerwear, L.L.Bean remains hard to ignore. This is not the place to chase a seasonal silhouette. It is the place to find a coat that blocks the wind, a sweater that holds its shape, a flannel that becomes softer with use, or a pair of shoes that can handle real walking. Durability is part of elegance. A coat that keeps you warm without looking bulky gives you confidence. A sweater that survives years of washing becomes familiar in the best possible way. A jacket with useful pockets lets you leave the house without turning your handbag into a storage unit. L.L.Bean's strength is that its practical pieces do not need much explanation. They work. They are designed for weather, movement, and repetition, which means you can wear them often instead of treating them like delicate decorations. That kind of clothing is particularly valuable because it supports the days that do not photograph well. The rainy walk, the cold morning, the long drive, the grocery trip, and the weekend outside are all part of your actual life. Clothing that performs during those moments earns its place. And that brings us to the final lesson. A brand alone cannot guarantee a perfect purchase. Even an excellent label will make pieces that do not suit your coloring, your proportions, or your lifestyle. The question is never simply, is this a good brand? The better questions are these. Does the shoulder sit where it should? Can you move your arms? Does the fabric skim instead of cling? Does the waistband stay comfortable when you sit? Will you still enjoy this color and shape after the excitement of the purchase disappears? Can you name at least 3 places you will wear it? If you cannot answer those questions, put it back. Before buying anything, check the fabric label. Natural fibers are not automatically superior, and synthetic fibers are not automatically bad. A small amount of stretch can make trousers far more comfortable. A synthetic blend can improve durability or reduce wrinkles. What matters is how the material feels, how it hangs, and how it behaves after care. Look at the seams. Pull the fabric gently near a button or zipper. Check whether the pattern lines up, whether the hem hangs evenly, and whether the garment keeps its shape when you move. These take seconds, but they tell you more than a red sales sticker ever will. Also check the care instructions before you buy. If a blouse needs constant dry cleaning but your real life is built around simple washing, you may admire it and still never wear it. A beautiful piece that creates too much maintenance is not truly easy clothing. Most importantly, stop buying for an imaginary version of your life. Do not buy the tiny jacket for the body you hope to have next year. Do not buy the uncomfortable dress for an event that may never appear. Do not buy a color you dislike because someone told you it is flattering. Buy for the woman who is going to wear the garment on a real morning, with real errands, real weather, and a real body. Your clothes should support your life, not become another task inside it. The most elegant woman in the room is rarely the one wearing the newest label. She is the one who is not distracted by her clothes. She can sit comfortably, walk naturally, greet people warmly, and forget about her outfit because everything is working as it should. That is the standard worth paying for. Not a famous logo, not a temporary discount, not a closet packed with possibilities you never choose. Buy fewer pieces, choose better proportions, and measure every purchase by how often it helps you feel like yourself. Because the true luxury is not owning expensive clothing. It is owning clothing you never regret wearing.